So I have a Series XHS and I have used it mostly for power analysis and electronics. So I do my circuits, it's one of my hobbies, and I use the Dewesoft equipment to measure how they work and to try to improve them. The first year, the summer camp was in the theme of robotics. I was the lead of a team and we constructed some animatronic robots. For example, my team made a robotic fox. I started out with aerospace many years ago. I made rocket candy engines, so sugar and potassium nitrate. I then went to power electronics and I have recently gone into RF electronics.
And introduce yourselves. Andrew, let's start with you.
Andrew Nowicki, President and CEO of Dewesoft USA.
I am Etto Fins. I am a Dewesoft Ambassador and I am a maker who uses a lot of Dewesoft equipment.
You have a lot of stuff on social media. You've done a lot of stuff with Dewesoft equipment and other equipment. Maybe give a little background on what you've been doing and what you enjoy doing.
So I have recently, from a couple of years, a Series XHS, and I have used it mostly for power analysis and electronics. And so I do my circuits, it's one of my hobbies, and I use the Dewesoft equipment to measure how they work and to try to improve them.
Okay, excellent. You do a lot of different experiments though, and again, you can find stuff that you've done on social media. What do you really enjoy doing?
So I have a couple of passions. I started out with aerospace many years ago. So I made rocket candy engines, so sugar and potassium nitrate, and I started there. And I then went to power electronics and I have recently gone into RF electronics. I find each of these subjects interesting. They are each unique in how one goes into them and explores them. And it's mainly these, electronics and aerospace.
Excellent, excellent. So this is your second measurement conference that you've been with us. What did you think about, say, your first experience, being fresh to it, and then the second time coming, how you've seen changes or how you've experienced it with more, let's say, experience within the Dewesoft world?
So the first year I was quite excited. It was the first conference I attended, and also I was on stage the first night with the President Jura Nets, and I presented with him the new Obsidian product. And it was a very exciting experience. I learned many things from the sessions, and the conference was much more cured in like the experience and fun aspects than I expected. This year, with the experience of last year, I am going into more technical sessions, as I have already learned and attended from the more basic sessions, and also I am seeing and appreciating more also the other aspects.
Excellent. So you are also have been at our summer camps here in Slovenia. You've done 2 of them.
Yes.
Again, right? 2 is kind of the theme here. What were your experiences with those? Because I know the first one you were a participant, right?
Yes.
And the second one you were technically a participant also, but you were an ambassador. You were kind of like a mentor side of things also. Maybe go through some of your experiences with those.
So the first year, the summer camp was in the theme of robotics, and I participated as a student, along with other university students. I was the team lead of a team, and we constructed some animatronic robots. For example, my team made a robotic fox. This year, instead, I participated as a mentor. So I was like along the country managers and the Dewesoft employees. And there I suggested, I gave advice and help to one of the student teams. So the experiences were quite different. The first year I was a participant, and the second year I learned a bit about being a mentor and helping students.
Excellent. I know we are in the U.S. We're starting the student academy and camps also this year. I know you have pre-stuff already scheduled this year. Maybe next year we can get you to the one in the U.S. to help out. So what do you plan on doing in the next 5 years? What's your goals? What are you thinking?
So I would like to continue in the subjects I am most interested in, so electronics and aerospace. I would like to study there. In university, I would like to, at least for a few years, to be a researcher, perhaps either in the fields of like electronics or maybe more like physics. And so this is my more personal longer term goals, let's say.
Physics was fun. That's the route I took. It's not bad. So let me ask you something. Dream job. Money doesn't matter, location doesn't matter, nothing matters. What would you be doing?
So I quite like the idea of being a researcher. I'm not sure where or in which subject, but I like to experiment and try to find better ways of doing things. I have recently had some experience in developing new RF electronic circuits, and I also quite like the idea of publishing papers and results to kind of benefit the advancement of technology.
Questions for me?
So you are the president of Dewesoft USA. How differently are you structuring your US summer camp compared to the European one?
Yeah, so I think it'll be fairly similar. It's a 3-day event. One of the things that we're pushing for is more high school students. Our goal is to start out, since this is the first year doing it, our goal is to start out with high school students, maybe some freshman college students, because what we see is that most people have no idea until they get into industry what data acquisition is. Even throughout my college years, I didn't have a whole lot to do with it. So what we're trying to do is get high school students, freshmen, sophomores in college, introduced to basic data acquisition. So we're going to have 2 days of kind of like in-class training. The second day will be a mix of design and basic concept. And ultimately what we're going to do is instrument 2 go-karts, off-road go-karts, similar to what was done with the minis, but not as complex, and drive them around. Let them experience, okay, what sensors are doing, what the data acquisition is doing. They have to set it up. There's going to be 2 competitive teams, and they'll go through and ride through trails and collect the data, analyze the data, and then go back out and see if they can tweak some things to make it better.
So, very interesting. You want to kind of, it's inspired on the European one. You will be going a bit smaller in scale. It's your first year.
Yes.
And how would you like to evolve it, like in the following years?
Yeah, so for us, we actually, we're in White House, Ohio. We actually have 2 large colleges, one north of us, Toledo, and then one south of us, Bowling Green. And both of them have very good engineering and science. So what we want to do is really involve and grow our relationship with all universities. But those being in our backyard, we can get a lot of different students from that. But again, we'd like it to grow. So we have the facility to have at least one of these per year. We also have been discussing actually having just normal classes to where some of our engineers can actually have classes that they can come to our facility, get trained, and learn, or our engineers actually go out to the universities and give classes also. So the overall expansion of knowledge within the data acquisition field is our goal.
Okay, so thank you.
Yep, thank you. Thanks for coming again, and we'll see you either in the U.S. or maybe in 2 years at the next MC 28, right?
We'll see.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.